Multifaceted, episode 2, but you're first with Sideshow Collectibles and your boy. As you can see, I've got two very esteemed guests with me. I've got Ap and Taboo from the legendary Black Eyed Peas with me.
Peace.
Thank you guys for joining me.
Yo, what up? Thank you. Thank you for having us. It's an honor. You know, anything that has to do with Sideshow, I'm available to be of service and do whatever I can to promote and just let the folks know my love and appreciation for Sideshow and Collectibles.
Absolutely. Ap, you want to say something to people?
I'm a newbie. I admit it, but I got great teachers, and that's what's up.
Yeah. All right, cool. So you guys, this episode is about just being toy collectors. And since we're not going to be with our favorite thing, Comic-Con, where we all shop at and where we all kind of meet, I thought we would use this time to kind of talk about what it takes to be a collector, because I think the three of us have kind of different aspects. As I'm the newest collector of the group, Tab is, has got the established collection. He's had like exhibits at Stan Lee's Comic-Con. He's a staple at Comic-Con, and it's kind of trickled down to App and myself and my older brother Jay. So,
well, for me, I just want to jump in there and let the folks know that it's been like a 15-year love and passion, part of my childhood nostalgia. I've been able to travel the world and get some dope items, but like especially meeting people like Toy Hunter, Jordan Hambro, and Mark Huckabone, and people at Marvel like Daniel Fink and Jason Latore. So I was able to establish a relationship with all these folks from Comic-Con because they knew that I was a collector. And that's the thing that got, us bonded. That's how we were able to build relationships and to let people know that it's not like I wasn't there to try to come up on the culture, but just to add on and just to be a student, because, I had to start learning about, the year that I wanted to get, the type of toys that I wanted to collect, the company that it was made by, is it vintage? Is it graded? Is it carded? Because there's a lot of different things that for me as a collector, I learned throughout the years, and now I just had my whole toy collection appraised, and man, it's a really good investment. Although I lived for nostalgia, I see that my toy collection has appreciated, and every year it keeps going up. It's like an art piece, People that collect art pieces, they know how valuable it is when you're able to invest in something so beautiful and so nostalgic, and that's why I love collecting toys.
Yeah, right on. App, what about you?
I was introduced to the whole culture and how it's like, this nostalgic, and that's how I got introduced to the whole collecting thing, is by Tab and JJ. And Tab took me to one of my first Comic-Con, and it just blew my mind on how people made up that culture and how serious it was,
Out here at the con.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
You ready to go do this toy shopping?
I'm gonna go crazy right now, son.
You
Buy
already know.
everything now. And so when I got introduced to it, so now I'm going back to like okay, if I'm gonna be a toy collector, like I had to go back to like things, nostalgic things that I've watched and stuff like that. And I was like, I asked Tab, I'm like, yo, where's, have you heard of Voltus 5, I'm like, so that's the kind of things that I like collecting. So, and it just introduced me to a lot of like how valuable and nostalgic collecting is. And I got addicted really fast. Like, and I got like I got a whole a pool table, a whole living room, actually, and it's been designed by the spiritual advisor, JJ, and it's like symmetrically like put together. It got its own world, and so by just being around, Tab, and it's just like, and being like a poor kid, and now I'm able to do just collect, and this is gonna be like passed on to my kids. It's like it's gonna be like it's gonna be here forever.
I feel the same way.
And like I'm just getting started. It's getting started, and it's so cool to like, yeah, the knowledge itself. I'm learning a lot from my teachers, and it's cool, man. I'm getting really getting into it and getting deep into it. Not just collecting, but like really what's behind it. You know what I mean? Like for every toy, how it's made, the year. Like I got pieces like 1977 versus Leia. So I'm like from 1970. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep that forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. So I'm the newest collector of the entire gang, and it never really. I love the con. I've always been a nerd, but I was more for like the comic books. I would go find like I was trying to piece together the first run of the Death of Superman comic, but then Hot Toys started to release figures, and I was like, what is this? And because it was like, it was the likeness of that person shrunken down. And the very first one that I saw was the Michael Jackson Thriller Hot Toy 6 scale. I was like, oh my God, because it had both him, like regular and zombie him. I was like, oh my God, I gotta have this. Looked at it and I was like, Jesus, that is $400. Okay, maybe let me start a little bit lower. But cool thing about it is that like my dad had got me started on the Ninja Turtles, so I have a robust Ninja Turtles collection. I pretty much have everything, including the Technodrome. I have to post a photo of that. But so, and then my other brother had my brother Ali had a He-Man collection. And my dad had the Star Wars Kenner collection, which now Jay has. So you hear us mentioning JJ a lot. That's my older brother. He also works with these gentlemen over here. So he's also a new collector, but he's got this. He's hell bent on collecting everything Star Wars. So yeah, I love the nostalgia aspect. One of my favorite ones that I'm going to showcase here is it coincides with one of my favorite movies of all time, and the figure to a T just makes me like super happy every time I see it. Just look, I glance over, I'm like, oh man, this is dope. And plus the people like, when you get to go to Sideshow and get to see the people that make these and see these things come to life, you see the joy that these people put into it. It makes it so much better when you're just like, man, this was made with like real love and like affection. So definitely looking forward to
it. Definitely. I think that's what like entices me the most, to see like other like independent like artists on their own like take on it, and their artistry is like, you know what I mean? It makes you like, okay, appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. So speaking of it, I mean, let's just dive into the collection. What is your most prized possession? Tab, you want to start?
Man, I sent you a video of just a little piece of my, just one aspect of my collection. Like I said, over 15 years of digging in the crates as people that, dig for vinyl. I'm very selective. I know exactly what I like. I know what I want when I go to Comic-Cons or different flea markets and find vintage toys that I'm fond of. I mean, I love the new, the one-offs, the Ron English, the Funkos. I like that. But when I think about my collection, I think about my LJN wrestlers. I'm a big wrestling fan. From the 80s, I love the ECW era, the NWO era, the Attitude Era. I'm about that. That's like what I was brought up on. So I collect all the LJN wrestlers and the ring that was banned. So I would say my collection of LJN wrestlers, my 1989 Survivor Series black card Hulk Hogan, still in the case because I got it graded. It was given to me by Hulk Hogan when I did the Toy Hunter. So that's one of my most valuable pieces because he took it out of his collection to give it to me on the show. And, me as a wrestling fan, it was an honor to be able to take that collectible from his amazing toy collection to now bringing it to my collection. And also this 1984 USS aircraft carrier G.I. Joe that I still have in the box, which is, you don't really find that a lot. It's a vintage piece. I'm proud of it. It's 7 feet long. And I always say that when I get my office, that it's going to go in there and I'll have my toy museum exhibited in my office.
Oh man, that is crazy! I got to see that Hogan. I think that was that Hogan piece is in that video. I got to watch that video again.
Yeah.
He had some killer ones. I had the LJN guys as well too. I have some old school video that I was beating the brakes off of those LJN guys. That's what they were good for. But that's dope. What about you, Ap? Most prized possession?
Well, I think pretty much, it's price possession. You know what I mean? Like, just show you, I got like
Shogun, Mazinga.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's like, bam. I like that. I got.
Look at that.
Like, that's like nicely.
Yep. The packaging is dope.
Yeah.
Tell them what year it was made. Tell them the year and the company it's made by.
1977.
Kenner?
You gonna make me read? Kenner.
Yeah. 1977. I think you all know.
Like, don't worry. No. Yeah. So, and then,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
See? Like that.
Yeah. That's legit.
And then I got it all right there too. From hip hop. Got my hip hop collection.
Yeah. I see that Grammy too. Look at that.
There's a $3 Million Man. And then I got my toy right there for the Ap and Taboo Foundation.
That's
dope. It's like, so, I sell toys to build schools and for kids. And, that's good.
Yeah.
There's a whole room, but I only got this displayed right now.
Okay. Yeah. My I think mine is I'll go with something new, and it was my first kind of hot toy-esque, but it was actually a Sideshow, and it's made after it's a Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China. Like
Awesome.
the detail on Jack is just out of this world, man. It's like a down to the. It makes you want to watch the movie every time I see it and just like quote it. And it's got the little the little I forgot the name of that the little thing with the eyes that was always a spying on him for Lopan. I think it's Chuba. This thing comes with the boots, and so this is my very first one, and it always holds like when I opened this, I was like, damn, all right, here we go. I'm gonna have to make more money because I'm gonna start buying these like $300, $400 figures because this is just ridiculous. So that's what got me started. That's my ace number one. But I would say, I mean, just a quick backstory. I have more sports collectibles and stuff because my pop was like just a collector of things. But I'd say if we're going off like toys, I have the original. I have an original Kenner Boba Fett. So that's a hard one. But that one's locked up in Mom's house. That will never see the light of day because no way. I'm not gonna display it here.
I also just on some like since we're talking collectibles, I showed you the Thanos Sideshow.
Yeah.
Also the Jetfire. I mean, it's loose. I have the box, but it's loose right here. This is from the actual Transformers. The first series, and then also let me just show you real quick. So I'm also big on KAWS. So I got this box. So you got the KAWS.
That's hard. Elmo. Yeah, that's hard.
And then the black Elmo.
Hey!
Yeah, that's tough.
That's dope.
We got the
Yep, 3,000. Yep. I love you, 3,000.
Yep. So I like to do things like that because KAWS is one of my favorite artists. When I grow up, I'm definitely gonna buy a KAWS painting, an art piece to put up in my house.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm starting with toys and collectibles.
And speaking of, that was a good segue. So collections, you said you have KAWS, and do you have a specific like focal point in your collections? Like, do you have like something that you want to complete, or you just kind of like go with whatever kind of you see, and you're just like, oh, that's dope. I know you got the LJN ones.
So the wrestling, I do LJN and I do some Hasbro. On the Transformer tip, I keep it first generation from when it first came out. I even do GoBots because GoBots was the initial first transforming vehicle that came out prior to Transformers, and it didn't do well in the market. So then when Transformers came in, they had a good run. Their toys were more accessible. They were actually easier to transform, and they made a huge killing in the market. So I like the first generation Transformers. I do a lot of the Ninja Turtles, like you said. Masters of the Universe, of course, because that's what I was brought up on. Thundercats. I do a lot of Mego toys. Mego toys, 70s. Star Trek. G.I. Joe, hands down my favorite G.I. Joe, from like Sergeant Slaughter to the Fridge to the Street Fighter exclusives, the exclusives that came out. I like doing the old school like $6 Million Man, Mego toys. Also, another one is Marvel, anything Marvel, because I'm part of that Marvel family. So I collect, from this guy right here.
Yeah, Wade, good old Wade.
Yep. Good old Wade to Wakanda forever.
Yeah, T'Challa.
Or like I said, this man right here.
Yeah, that's such a dope piece, right?
Wait till you see this piece though.
So Ap, that Thanos, his gauntlet, like, oh, the Hulk Buster, that's hard. That's super hard.
So you understand the how massive it is, bro. This is an amazing piece.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a killer piece.
So these are just pieces that I have at home specifically for my kids. because what I did is when I moved from my last house, I put all my pieces in storage because I showcased them at the Stanley Comic-Con before he passed away. I had the Taboo Toy Museum, so I had them stored there. And what I was going to do is I was going to exhibit my toys at all the Comic-Cons all over the world, you know, smaller cons, indigenous cons, because that's something that I wanted to show the world and share my experience and the love for collecting. But I didn't get to do that, so now they're in storage, and I'm just waiting for the day when I get my office so I can, you know, place them all nice and neat and do it up. Taboo's Toy Museum.
Yeah. And speaking on that, I got to go to that at Stanley's Comic-Con. You had some super dope, like, nostalgic pieces. And I mean, the fact that you collected those Street Fighter GI Joes, I had those too. And I think me, you, and Jamie Iovine are the only three guys that have those. And I have the Mortal Kombat ones too. Jamie has the Mortal Kombat ones as well. Ap, what do you? I remember last you were in like a Game of Thrones collecting mode, but then I don't know if you finished all of those guys, or did you pick like a genre, or are you just kind of free floating too?
Yeah, I was trying to finish my different worlds, you know, but you know, we were on tour. We couldn't attend the previous one, so you know, I kind of got in a bit out of halt into my collection, but it's just went like sporadic for me. Like when I really got into it, I'm just like, I was like, I felt like I was going into quarantine, man, in collecting toys, right? Like collecting for food.
Yeah.
And I got into like so many different worlds, and now I'm like, I gotta finish the worlds, you know.
You know
And
one
I'm
thing
still
that,
looking for Voltus 5. Still don't have that collection, and like, you know, I want to look for that one. And yeah, like, yeah, I gotta finish my worlds, definitely, basically.
Okay.
one of the things that we did at Comic-Con the last time we were there was we went to different vendors to see the, you know, because there's a haggling to it too. There's like, you know, bartering and being able to bring down the prices. That's something, it's a gift when you're able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because some people they'll overprice it and they'll try to one up you, especially if you're new to the game and you don't really know the lingo and the year it was made. You got to be kind of like well versed when it comes to understanding what you're buying, because it is an investment. It's something that's meaningful to you and it's going to be part of you, but also like don't get fooled into like the okie doke, and just be aware of when you're getting something, know that you're getting a price.
Yeah. So I definitely understand that. The one thing that I'm wanting to collect is I wanted to do something with that's another guess. I wanted to do something with everyone say hi to Taboo's daughter. So she can stay.
My daughter. My daughter, Jet. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. It's all good. So I want to recreate. I've always looked around and I don't see a lot of people recreating iconic scenes. So I have a Boba Fett, and I'm gonna be getting a Darth Vader and a Han Solo frozen in carbonite. So I'm gonna have eventually I'm gonna have that scene staged where he was frozen in carbonite. Yeah, you know. So I don't know if I'm gonna go overboard and get the Leia. So I definitely have a lot of Star Wars figures that I want to. I kind of want to do like a all Sith Lord set where they all just kind of sit in their thing. But I'm still trying to figure out because there's just so many things to collect. You know, you want to say you want to start collecting Marvel Hot Toys, but there's been so many good ones that that's a really expensive set to try to go back and get, especially like the very first Hot Toys of like Iron Man. Like go back there, and like nah. $500-$600. Trust me, I tried. I looked.
I mean, it's pricey. Like I told Ap and I told Jay, it gets pricey. But one of the main things going into collecting and appreciating it is just knowing the value, knowing what you're getting yourself into. Because it's like anything, when you go into the art world, you're investing in these amazing art pieces that you get appraised, and you see the value go up. And that's something that's important to me too, because I'm in this not just to have toys, but to actually pass it on to my kids so they can understand the value of something that is precious, that has nostalgia, as we keep saying. But it's informative too, because when you're able to like ping pong with folks that are like-minded, it's something to be said. It's like sports, you have something in common and you're able to geek out and go into geek mode, just like we are right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you guys, is there anything that's like on your big time wish list, something that like will make your day if you got it right now, or just like something that you kind of had your eye on that's in like a holy grail?
I want to, I think Mike Tyson toys were amazing, bro. It was like 4 different looks and different.
Yeah.
And there were 6-inch.
Yeah.
I actually bought a Kobe Bryant that day. So I got a Kobe Bryant, which was really dope, rest in peace. So that was cool. It's like, although I didn't get the Mike Tyson, I got the Kobe Bryant to go along with my Jordan.
That's hard. Yeah, I think I know. I've seen those. I've seen those in the casing at Comic-Con. Those things are crazy. Yeah. I don't even think Mike has one. I have to ask him, but I doubt it. Ap, what about you?
Yeah, I think because I just moved and I got some boxing collection too. But yeah, definitely. Like, I want all the boxers. You know what I mean? Like, different size. I mean, like the hot toy figure size.
Yeah, 6 scale.
Yeah, I want that.
Yeah, they have
And
some
Voltus
really
5.
Okay.
Anything like that. Yeah, boxing is one of my favorite sports, so I'll add on to that.
Right on. Mine is completing getting as close to completing the set of Michael Jackson hot toys as possible, starting with the Thriller one. So once that Thriller hot toy gets to about like 375 somewhere, then I'll spring for it. But they only sell it. I think they only have them in like Tokyo. So I'll get that one, and I'll get the Beat It one, and I think I'll be solid there.
Yo, when I went to Tokyo,
are those
bro,
the one we see at the airport all the time? Like, every time we pass by, right, Tab?
Yeah, when I went to Tokyo, bro,
we're in Asia and they got those like.
We
always gotta pass by a toy store.
I went on a mission, bro, and I found a lot of the OG Japanese wrestlers at a toy store. And I had to buy them because you don't really see those wrestlers here in the U.S. So I got a lot of the imports from Japan, and I got this Andre the Giant when he was called the Machine, and he had a mask on. So I got an Andre the Giant exclusive from Japan, but it's him with the mask on, which is really dope because it's very rare, and it's like things like that where it's like obscure, hard to find, things that you won't find in the U.S. I really love to dig in the crates around the world.
Right on. Yeah, that sounds crazy. Oh my God, there's so much good stuff in like Japan and
Oh yeah,
some of the hardest stuff out there. Oh man, that's dope. Hopefully we get some pictures of some of you guys' collection. This was really dope. Just if you guys want to shout out what you guys got next. I know you guys got a single out, so tell the people what's up with the Apple and Taboo.
Yeah, that's what's up. Got a new single, Mamacita, featuring Ozuna and J Ray Soul. Man, love it. The outfits on there, it's a collection itself. Gucci'd out. I was gonna steal that. I was gonna steal those clothes, but they know where to find me, so I can't do it. Mamacita, check that out. And Yeah, we got a new album coming out. We're working on it right now. Got a new single. We were lucky enough to be able to like film videos before the quarantine, so we got products coming out.
Nice.
Yo, so before I get into what I'm working on, besides the amazing project with the Black Eyed Peas, I want to thank you for having us part of this podcast, part of this experience. You know, we appreciate you taking the time to speak to us, not just as collectors, but folks that want to add on to our community. We're very honored that we can, you know, have a ping pong session about collectibles and all the things that we enjoy, and take pride in knowing that other folks are like-minded. So with that, I want to segue into a collaboration that I'm doing with Marvel. I'm actually doing a 4-part series with Marvel Comics. It's called Werewolf by Night, which is an old school Jack Russell comic book that came out in the 70s, and we revamped it to make it a Native American story. And the lead character's name is Jake Gomez, after me. So I changed Jimmy into Jake, and he's half Mexican, half Native American. And I'm gonna show you a little bit of the comic right here. I have a couple of pages. So just wanted to give you a little insight. It's about the werewolf. It's about the Native people who are getting kidnapped and used for science projects, and they're becoming, creatures of the night, monsters. And I based it loosely on my life because the grandmother is Jake's biggest inspiration, and I always talk about my grandmother, so I put a little inspiration with this grandma in it. And it's the first time that you get to see 2 Native American heroes, Jake Gomez and Red Wolf, who is also a Marvel comic hero from way back in the day, is also revamped. So we're giving a modern day twist to an amazing story, putting on to Native American culture, and just letting the Marvel Universe know that we can be as diverse and change the narrative of what Native Americans and indigenous people are to the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, man, that looks incredible, man. I love the drawings already, and I love the story. I can't wait to see that, man. That's super dope.
Yeah,
and
it's a mix of like the Island of Dr. Moreau and I would say The Fugitive with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones. It's that same philosophy about Red Wolf going after Jake Gomez, and Jake Gomez trying to figure out his life as a werewolf. He's a young kid, a 17-year-old kid, trying to figure out this battle within himself to control this monster that is inside his whole being.
Right on.
I've been talking. I'm putting it out in the universe. I've been talking to a couple of my folks in the toy world to be able to do some exclusive pieces, and you will definitely get a piece. You and Apple will get a piece.
Yes, I love that. Appreciate that. Yes. Thank you, my bros. I appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out and just talk shop with me. Once again, this is Multifaceted. I've been your host, Jazen, and you can find me at Jazen. You can find these gentlemen. You can find Taboo at Taboo on all socials, and at apldeap on all socials, and at BEP on all socials. Go ahead and get that Mamacita single. Go ahead and get that Mask for the Sun.
Ritmo, check out the new single, Ritmo, that came out last year with J Balvin. It's doing incredible numbers. Check out Mamacita, is doing incredible numbers, featuring Osuna and J Ray Soul. And also, log on to Ap's page to find out what he's doing in the Philippines, doing a lot of great work with the Filipino community, doing a lot of great work with The Voice. Eventually, when we get back into work mode, since we're all quarantined.
And thank you guys again. And I hope to see you all soon. Everyone stay safe, stay home, wash your hands,